welcome back to another episode of Sundays with Low Legacy. Woo! I am Low Legacy, and if this is your first time experiencing my craziness on camera, go ahead and subscribe. You don't want to miss a video. Every week we discuss different topics that are going to help us create and live phenomenal, ideal lifestyles. Now, this week's video is dedicated to anybody who is determined to make 2018 your year. So before we even start talking about motivation, I just want to take a few seconds and I want you to actually think about what your goals are for 2018. Whether that's buying a new home, getting a job promotion, starting that business that you've been thinking about, whatever it is, I'm going to give you a few seconds and I want you to think about it. Okay, so now that we have our goals on the brain, let's have that conversation about motivation. So motivation is important for two different reasons. One, unfortunately, statistics show that about 80% of New Year's resolutions drop before February. And I don't know about you, but that's not about to be me. And second of all, before I really started to pursue creating this life that I love, I had this misconception that I think a lot of people have, that motivation is something that's going to fall out the sky. And every day we're going to feel like taking action to do what it is that we need to do. But I learned that I didn't really get this feeling of motivation until I took baby steps. And that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of, wow, I did it, was that motivation to keep me going. So today we're going to talk about 4 tips that are going to help us continuously take action so we make sure that 2018 and the rest of 2017 is our year. Okay, so tip number 1, get an accountability partner. Now, this can be somebody that knows you very well, somebody who knows what your goals are, and most importantly, somebody that is going to check you. Somebody that's going to see you eating something that you have no business eating and smack it out your hand because you said a couple of days ago that you had weight goals and you were trying to get your summer body right and X, Y, and Z. So this could be a family member, it could be a boyfriend or girlfriend, it could be a best friend, just somebody there that's going to check you when you acting up. Okay, so tip number 2, visualization. This is one of my more favorite ones because it's creative. But in the morning time, before you do anything, before you check your social media, check emails, look at your text messages, close your eyes and visualize what it's going to be like when you actually achieve your goal. And I think the most interesting thing about this exercise is that your brain doesn't know the difference between what you're imagining and what's really going on in reality. So depending on how long you do the exercise, you're really going to feel that sense of accomplishment, and that's going to be your motivation. And it's also helpful because throughout the day, you're a little bit more intentional about what you do. All the decisions that you make, you're going to have your goal in mind. So I really challenge you guys to try that. And if you can, try it at nighttime too, so you kind of just get in the habit of staying focused on what your goal is. You kind of get tunnel vision. Okay, so tip number 3, take baby steps. So one of my favorite motivational speakers, Tony Robbins, he talks about this concept called chunking. And it's pretty much where when we think about our goals, we kind of think about the millions of steps ahead of us instead of taking care of that one step that's directly in front of us. Now, I know when I'm feeling kind of like discouraged and not motivated, it's really because I feel overwhelmed because I'm thinking of 50 steps instead of that one baby step that I can take to keep my momentum going. So I really encourage you to think about your goals and think about where you are right now and think about what that next step is for you and kind of make a commitment to take care of it so you can keep your momentum going. Okay, so tip number 4, which I personally think is the most important tip, but constantly feed your brain. We have to make a conscious effort to be continuously feeding our brain positivity because we live in a negative world and it's easy to fall into that, oh, don't follow your dreams, oh, you can't do this, la 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 la. So it's helpful to every now and then listen to a motivational speech or follow different pages on social media that's going to spit out positive quotes so you see it every day, or reading a book that's going to get your mind right. Because if your mind's not right, it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to feel like keeping that action up, you're not going to feel that motivation, and ultimately you're not going to get to your goals. Okay, you guys, I'm done being a chatterbox. I hope you were able to take at least one of those tips to help you propel into 2018. And in the comment section below, let me know some of your tips. Let me know what your goals are for 2018. How are you going to own 2018? And you want to head over to lowlegacy.com so you can sign up to be a part of the Legacy team. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, phenomenal week, and I will see you next Sunday.